Hello everyone. Today let's understand how Pradhan Mantri Kusum-A scheme has been helping farmers gain continuous 25 years safe income, and how Khare Energy, the leading Kusum-A scheme implementer in India, can help you achieve that. So let's move on. Just to understand at high level, Pradhan Mantri Kusum has three components: component A, B, and C. Component B primarily deals with off-grid pumps, so we'll not talk about it here. Our primary objective is to understand Kusum-A scheme specifically for the state of Telangana. Kusum-C is also we are not discussing. It is for larger plants and for solarizing agriculture feeders. So Kusum-A actually permits farmers to have half a megawatt to 2 megawatt power plants on their farmland within 5 kilometer radius of respective substations and sign power purchase agreement with the state government for 25 years. Telangana TG Redco has floated the tenders for more than 2000 megawatt. 3 rupees 13 paisa is the tariff they are providing to the farmers, and a lot of our farmer friends have applied and received power purchase agreement from the department. So let's understand how these implementation of these plants can be done. We facilitate the loan component also. As you can see, the public sector banks are extending 70% loan amount of your project report subject to certain upper limits, and 30% is the margin money that farmer has to bring. There's also agriculture infrastructure fund AIF benefit for the farmers, which is up to first 2 CR, and there's an interest subvention of 3% on the first 2 CR of the loan amount. So we'll see how it all works. The typical process of Kusum project requires a few steps to be followed. The first of some of the steps are already completed. When the respective state nodal agency, the naval nodal agency, floats the tender, so they issue LOA, ex letter of award to the farmers. This is already done for Telangana. Then after that, it takes typically 1 to 2 months. After that, the farmers are required to submit bank guarantee, 1 lakh rupees per megawatt, and sign the power purchase agreement. So for most of the farmers in Telangana, it is already done. The real fun starts after the power purchase agreement, where the farmer, um, if you look at the whole life cycle, it takes almost 9 to 12 months from application process to the final project commissioning. So after your signing of PPA, then we now we'll talk about those steps where the bank loan process starts. It typically takes 1 to 2 months based on the various factors like civil of the farmer, the fund arrangement, and all those things. Typically, the plant installation, once the funds are available, takes 3 to 4 months, subject to line erection, because sometimes you have those 11 kV line you have to establish, and sometimes you have challenges with the weather or some ROW issues and between substation and the land, farmers land. It takes 3 to 4 months for execution, and around 1.5 months. Probably it may take more time in Telangana uh, because it's the first time they're doing. So the first few farmers may find it challenging to get the commissioning and these things done. We would discuss those things later. And typical commissioning after necessary approvals takes 1.5 months. So it takes 9 to 10 months typically from the application to the final commissioning of the plant. And that is the time farmers have after PPA. So you still are left with 2 3 months as a buffer to complete your project. We, Khare Energy Private Limited, are exclusive EPC working on PM-KUSUM-A and C projects. We were formed in 2020, and our strong team has been pioneer and in fact the catalyst on implementing these PM-KUSUM projects from application level to the final, say, banking, necessary chief electrical inspector approvals, departmental coordinations, land revenue related issues, bank related challenges, to the final commissioning. We currently are one of the few companies in India who are exclusively working on PM-KUSUM, and we understand the nitty gritty and the challenges and the flow of financing and implementation for PM-KUSUM projects. We have currently have around 50 megawatt of different projects in our pipeline, and we are working with the various farmers and implementing as well as post implementing phases. We are also working on a niche area called agrivoltaic, where farmers can, if they have the necessary fund to convert their plant into agrivoltaic, there's some concept called agri PV, where the farmers can continue to do their farming practices, agricultural activities, along with the solar installation on the same location. We have set up the first agri PV plant under PM-KUSUM-A in India, and so far we have set up 3 plants, and one of the plant is the largest in India in agri PV in any of the category. As I told, once we have the power purchase agreement, then we look at the land, we understand the feasibility, we do the land survey, and give clear advice to the farmer, typically how much time it is going to take to implement the project based on the location, substation, land condition, the connectivities, neighboring farmers, soil condition. So we do all those things as part of our services. And to make you understand, let's delve deep into the work stream. Typically, we run 4 activities together after the power purchase agreement. So first is we do banking and financial side, where we submit necessary documents based on the checklist of the banks, where the banks have their own criteria of funding. So that process we take care, and the farmers are supposed to do all these 4 steps in parallel, because if you do it in sequential manner, you will not be able to complete your project within the time. So once you have the PPA, you can immediately take our help and submit your documents for the financial institutions. Financial institutions normally, except for your land and civil score, will scrutinize the technology, the PVSys report, and the profile of the EPC company, because it the quality and the pace of the implementation mostly varies only because of the EPC company, and it itself is a very niche area. So banking institutions also find comfort with the EPC who have already done this work. The line erection, bay construction is an activity that is done by the DISCOM or supervised by the DISCOM, and it takes time. So we have to talk to the local DISCOM officials and get them come and understand and do the survey for the line, give the estimate. This runs in parallel to our banking activities. The cost for these things can be covered by the margin money part that farmers is bringing. We also need to understand the procurement part. Few items that take more time, for example, transformer, LT panel, HT panel. Even after survey, the structure also it takes time, 1 month, 1.5 months. Transformer sometimes takes 60 to 90 days to build. So we have to provide advances so that when we have the banking or the sufficient fund arranged, or when the infrastructure is created, we do not wait for these materials to get delivered. So we typically uh, at the onset of the banking, parallelly we also book certain materials. And the fourth and the most important part is, after the survey and necessary site clearance, we also start construction of the activities, because in KUSUM typically the 30% of the cost items, they take 70% of your total implementation time. So like your control room construction, boundary wall construction, your after survey the module mounting structure ordering, and then the installation, electrical uh, those yard and things construction, all these things take time. So this activity starts in parallel. As I told, we provide you all type of services, from the design and engineering, site survey, fencing, control room construction, module mounting structure design, grouting, piling, test of the strength of the module mounting structure. All these things are done in a scientific manner using STEDPRO and soil testing and necessary EL test, the structure testing, strength testing. Post these things, we also do all the procurement installation. We also help you in line erection supervision, because it is normally done by the class A contractor of the respective discom, the respective state, but we have our own in-house team which supervises and controls these activities and ensure that work is done in quality and timely manner. All the civil work safety equipments we provide. We have our own in-house engineering and electrical team which ensures that the quality material and quality installation is done. The team comprises of these are the core team members. I, Manish Khare, am heading the company, but we have individuals who are looking after various aspects of the company. We have our staff located in Hyderabad, and we have our representative present in various states and other in the state capitals. This is the team which is supporting us from the behind. You can probably go and search Khare Energy on internet, and we have been recognized by the government and private advisory bodies. Also, we have been doing several pioneering works in India, as well as we have signed MOUs and on Agri PV side and the KUSUM side and India, as well as outside India also. These are some of the projects just to make the presentation small and crisp. We have not included all of our projects. Some of the projects that we have done under PM-KUSUM in various states. So you can just have a look at it. This is the largest agrivoltaic power plant of India, where we are growing 14 different types of horticultural crops and below the panels, and we run the tractors and all the agricultural machinery below those panels. So agrivoltaic can be discussed separately, but this is what we have done. This is another site. Why I have put the photo of it? Because it's one of the toughest site. It's on the hill, top of the hill. You can see from the contour and the installation, and we have done successfully, and the site has been running for almost a year now. This is the first agrivoltaic plant under PM-KUSUM-A, where you see the tractor is doing all the farming activities. It's a laboratory which is located in Madhya Pradesh. It's a 16-acre laboratory where we are experimenting with various types of panels and inverters and mounting structures to ensure that the farmers they don't become guinea pig, and they don't become testing laboratory for the EPC players or the vendors. We have 4 or 5 different types of inverters installed at the same site, 4 or 5 different types of panels installed, and we, based on the best performance available at that time, we advise our customers. Let's understand the economy. The 2 megawatt power plant KUSUM-A, it generally 20% overloading we recommend, but it varies from the site to site. Typically, currently it costs around 7 crore 80 lakh, which includes your banking charges, a fee, CEIG charges, control room, fencing. So that the breakup can be discussed individually. You can drop a comment to me and we can provide you the breakup of this cost. Normally 6 crore is funded by the bank. Almost 1.8 crore has to come from the farmer as a margin money. Currently the bank interest rate is 9.5%. We have not calculated the it's averaged out. Around 38 lakh units are generated, and with 3 rupees 13 paisa tariff, this is what a farmer gets from the very first year. Why we have calculated on annual basis? Because the monthly generation varies, In summer you may have higher generation, monthly income you would be more. In winter, typically, especially in November to February, it would be less. And in monsoon you have a different. So total average it comes to around 38 lakhs, which comes to around 1.2 cr. And after paying bank EMI and maintenance, the farmer is left with a handsome amount of money. After settlement of the loan, 15 years, the whole income is to the farmers, and it makes big, huge investment decision. It makes sense to go for it. And you can look at it, it's a very remunerative pension kind of plan for the farmers. Thank you. If you have any queries or more detail, if you want to know, you can look at our YouTube channel kharenergy.com. You can drop email to at info@khareenergy.com, or you can reach us at our mobile numbers and site. Thank you.